Hi everyone, welcome to this video. So in this video I'll be showing us how to expand your rows within your Tableau visualization. Oftentimes you can do that with the column and you can expand the view or collapse the view as the case may be, but you do not have that feature on the rows. So I'll be showing us how to do that. For example, if I go to presenter mode on this dashboard, you would see that once I click the row, it expands here to show the month view, which is also applicable in the columns view inbuilt in Tableau. However, it opens up everything and it closes off everything as well, all the views as shown in the dashboard. However, this one opens is one row at a time, and the feature is using a parameter, is not inbuilt. So let's just get started and I'll be showing her how that happens. So again, to use this is my built-in function and this is what I have in my view. I have the quarter of the order days. I'm using sample use superstore data set. So I am using the quarter discrete format of that order days and I've moved it into a quarter. How do I mean discrete? So if, for example, I drag in just the order dates here and I put it as is, it's going to give me this view, okay? And I can decide to expand it by clicking this feature here. You can see the expansion here. Here is if at the top of the hierarchy. So when I collapses it, it comes back to it, but I will go back in time. So that's what I mean. So you have to keep expanding to give you that quarterly view that you need. I can yank off the ones you do not need. I'm going to remove this and I have my quarter view. So once this goes into a dashboard view, you can see that the feature is also presenting at the top, and this is what you use it to collapse or minimize it. And because you can do the expansion as well, because you see plus sign means you can still drill down the more from months to days, and when it gets to days we do not see that feature. All right, so when we come back to the dashboard, because we have the ability to be able to expand the more, so you would see that feature also presenting on the month, and I can go further, which is fantastic. But sometimes there's a request from the stakeholder to say, I just want to see the summary at a go, and if I want, I can drill down on each of the quarter. If I want to see quarter two, what do I do? How do I click it just for that quarter? And again, if this is the current quarter, I just want to talk about the quarter. I don't want everything expanded just as is at a go. I want the focus to be on a single month, and that's what brings us about this one, where you see it drilling down and it goes on, and you can just focus on a single quarter, and you do that using a parameter. So let's just get started. We've seen how the inbuilt feature works, and we would see how the parameter works now. All right, so let me just review the parameters. So first of all, you will create a parameter, and that will be a string type parameter, and this is what I have. I called it selection parameter. You can call it whatever name it is you want, and I will leave it as blank, but because we've used it in our charts, here and there, that's why we have that current value. But make it an empty parameter, and once that's done, you keep it aside. Then you're going to be needing 4 calculated fields. All right, I will start with the quarter calculated fields in here. So to create the first calculated field, that would help show the quarter, and it will help with the dashboard actions, because we're going to be using a dashboard action in relation to the parameter, and that's a change parameter dashboard action we'll be using precisely. So we've created the parameter, which is the first step, right? We want to create that view or that field that will show us the quarter. So we come here and create a calculated field, which I've already done. Once you do that, I'll go to edit mode so you see what's in there. You type in this formula. I'm going to expand it. And what this formula does, I'll explain in a bit and you would see. So it's going to test our parameter, which is the selection parameter. So if this parameter contains whatever quarter we've clicked on, so that means this is the third step. This is the third step. Creating this quarter is the third step. Pardon me. This is the second calculated field you have to create. So let's go. There's a second one, come to edit mode. And this will show us or display whatever, we'll be returning the quarter on. So we'll be returning the quarter on order dates, right? Is in the data set. We're using order date, so you must use a dates field. And here I use a date name and I selected the quarter. It's going to give me a figure 1, 2, 3, or 4 based on the quarter of the year. Now I converted it to a string and I concatenated with Q. So it gives me the Q1, the Q2, and Q3, 4. I don't want just ordinary numbers. Fine. I can decide to delete this because I just added a comment. So I can give a comment to is this returns the quarter of the order date. So once that has been established, I'm going to hit apply and say okay. So the next step is where we now have our quarter created. This second calculated field we're going to be creating, and this is solely to use our parameter and is also solely to play around with the quarter we've created. Okay, and this is what's going to appear in our view. Remember, the quarter of start date will not appear in our view. We just want to use it in this real field in conjunction with our parameters so that we can use it in our view. So second calculated field, I call it quarter, and this holds the selected value in a parameter. So we want to be passing a value to that parameter. Remember our parameter is blank. So I'm going to be testing this, and I'll say if that parameter, which is blank, contains a quarter, which is the one we've created, okay, which is be Q1 to Q4, then replace the selection parameter with the new clicked one. So this works with our clicking action or selection action. So once a user, for example, selects Q1, it checks if it's Q1 is already in the parameter. If it is true, then replace it with Q1, which is the one I've created already or I've clicked. So let's assume our parameter is empty. This will return false, right? So there's no replacing to be done because we've not clicked anything. So rather it's going to pass this value, which is plus, with concatenated value, which is plus Q1, you see on the screen. So because our parameter is empty, so once I click Q1, it passes this into it. Now remember, if Q1 is already in our parameter, for example, that means our parameter is not empty, and I click Q1 again, it's going to replace it with Q1. So we are still fine with Q1, all right? But if Q1 is already in our parameter and I click on Q2, what this one does is this, because this first statement is going to return true because Q1 is already there. Okay, so it's going to replace it with a new selection. So it just keeps replacing. That's the idea of this formula. It's so nice and it does a lot. So it keeps replacing existing value with new values, and that's what it's going to keep passing the value. So Q2 goes in because there's already a Q1 in there. All right, then if the parameter is empty, it passes it. So if I click on Q3 and Q2 is already there, it gives me Q, and I go on and on. All right, because I clicked on Q3, it means Q3 is not in the loop, and it's going to replace it with Q3, and it forms that loop, and we are fine. And so that's the formula, and that's the second calculated field we'll be creating. So this quarter in view, what it does is just to toggle the value. All right, it toggles the value of what we have there. All right, it toggles. So if our selection that's our parameter, has Q1 there, and that's minus Q1 or plus Q1, sorry, it will be plus Q1. So if the plus Q1 or plus Q2, there will always be a plus because that's what we have in the view. is equal to this, then toggle it to this, replace it with this. So it changes the sign. So Q1 plus Q1 becomes plus Q minus Q1, plus Q2 becomes minus Q2, and that's how the toggle works. So it compares the parameter value with the actual quarter value, so which have start of dates. I have start of dates here, and it toggles the sign. So we're good to go. That's what you see how that functions in a bit. And that's the third calculated field. So we've succeeded in creating 3 calculated field: quarter, first of all, quarter of start date, the real quarter, and quarter in view. And the next one will be month in view. I'll go to month in view and I will show you what we have there. So now this will link to the quarter in view, just as quarter in view links to the quarter or our parameter. So it's that hierarchy. So month in view will reference quarter in view, which is if quarter in view has minus, whatever minus it is, minus Q1, minus Q2, there is always hold one value because our parameter holds one value. It toggles our value to minus, and whatever value it is, if it contains minus, just give me the quarter of the start days. So I'm comparing to condition. So the quarter of the start date, if it equals to the quarter of the order date, then return the month of the order date. And that's what you see in here. So if it contains 1, first of all, minus, which is fine. It's not compulsory because it always contains minus. So you can decide not to put this in there. However, if the value in this is equal to this, then give me the month of it. So it's going to keep giving us the month of that order date as we have the value here. Cool. So we've been able to achieve those 3 calculated fields, and they are in our view. And we have 4 calculated fields created, but 1 is not there. We are using 3. And this you see here is the real quarter of order dates, and there is a reason why this is so. I'll show you the reason a bit after I've explained the dashboard actions. Now that we've created these 3 calculated fields and we've used the real order quarter in our view, we'll go to the dashboard and we implement the dashboard action. I'll come to actions and I'll create a parameter and I'll edit this. So you see what's in there. Again, we have just 2 sheets on our dashboard. Remember, this is inbuilt. We do not need that. We're referencing this one. And we have just 1 parameter, which is a string, okay? And what are we going to be playing with? We're going to be using the quarter view, the one that has the plus sign, okay? That's what the user will go for because the plus sign is intuitively telling them that they need to expand it, right? So that's what we'll be using. So the value of what is in the quarter field is what is going to be updating our selection parameter. So once a selection is done, which is the action to run on, our parameter updates with this value, which is Q1. So parameter takes Q1. And we say, okay. So our parameter takes Q1 once the selection is done. So the contains, which is a quarter, let me go to the quarter itself. So when our parameter takes off the value of what we clicked, this tests this and keeps the value as is based on selection. So this is just to refresh the selection each time the selection is done, and each time our parameter updates, okay? And we are good to go. I will just review our parameter on the dashboard action after we've created the dashboard action. So let's review our parameter. You come into look for parameter and to click on whatever name. So I want you to keep seeing the value of our selection parameter as we play around with it. So this is a flow of all we've been saying. You click this. because the selection was done and because it was run based on our dashboard actions, our selection parameter updates based on that action, right? Now, what this field does is, because once I click on another one, it runs that code within it and say, does it contain, does it not contain? The value becomes Q2, right? And it goes into this. The value of this becomes Q2, which is a field, and it goes back to update our parameter. All right. And so that's how it's interwoven. A parameter will always reference, or parameter actions make, or change parameter action makes a parameter reference a particular field and takes up the value of that field into itself. That's the way it works. It goes check the value of the quarter of the field and takes it up based on a particular action. You can see it's now Q3. And what this does is to toggle whatever is inside the selection parameter. And there you have this. And this also does its job and references the month that relates to this. And we have the months displayed. So it gives us this illusion that is expanding based on our actions. So actions makes this references, picks up the value, goes into it, and the value of this changes based on the code we've written in it. Now, I said earlier that I'm going to be showing us if we do not put the quarter, why do we still need to put this quarter in there of our order days? Let's, for example, remove it, which doesn't show any visible difference. We come in here and expand. Once we click, and we click this as well, you can see that it keeps Q3 moves to the top. Once we click that, Q4 moves to the top, because there is no field holding them in place. It keeps sorting because it sorts based on, you can see that this is empty. All right. So it sorts based on the empty fields. And these ones are empty fields based on our calculations. We will see what I showed you. The code, the script I showed you, these are empty fields, and this is also empty string. So it's ordering it, but we need a field to like pin them down and not keep moving it for, because the stakeholder will keep looking for Q3 and goes to the top. It's just disorderly. All right, so what we'll do, just to clear that off again, I'll drag in the order dates and bring the quarter. So I'll make this quarter, I remove the year part of it. And so we have this in here, right? It's visible in it should be visible, but because you have to untick the show header and make sure you clear the sort. If, for example, you've selected sort on whatever, make sure that you clear the sort of it. No sorting on it. And you can come in here and play with your dashboard and you will be fine, because you have a field holding is in place like a pin. It doesn't keep jumping. So that is just its usefulness, and you do not need to show this to the stakeholder as well. It's just for references. And there we have it. You have your expandable row, one row at a time. And if you want to go with Tableau's all expansion, you can just click on this and there you have it. But yes, it's advantage as well. You can drill down to the month. This one you can't drill down to the month except I implement something similar. I hope you find this video useful. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.